Similarly, C4. C4 is C squared times C squared. If I group them two together, it is C squared times C squared. So square root of C4 is C2. Okay. So square root will always divide the index by 2. When I take square root, it will divide this index by 2 to get 4 divided by 2 to get 2. The effect of square root is actually the same as giving it a half to the index. But this one is a bit more complicated. But remember, the square root will just divide your index by 2. Okay? Always, what multiplied by itself give us this is the square root. So if we were to look at this, if we were to group them into two fractions, it is actually C times C divided by 3 times C times C divided by 3. Because it's all multiplication, I can split them up. So if this times this gives me this, taking square root is just finding this one. Okay, going back to the basic idea of square root, what times what gives me this? That is the square root. Okay, but if you go by the rules, also no problem. C4, this one, 9 can be written as 3 squared. Taking square root, just divide the index by 2. So C to the power of 4 becomes C to the power of 2. 3 to the power of 2, 2 divided by 2 becomes 3 to the power of 1, which is just 3. Same one. Okay, so the basic understanding of what is square root. Can? It's okay, no? But this one is a bit more cheap. Still one of the more difficult questions. The points A, B, and C are shown on the axis below. A, B, C. The x-axis, y-axis, x and y, x is always the horizontal direction, just like counting numbers like that. The bigger the number, the more towards the right it goes. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going right means going bigger and bigger. Going to the left means my x is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay? 0 become minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. More and more negative when I go to the left. Then y-axis is always vertical, up, down. Similarly, going higher means going bigger and bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Going lower, your number gets smaller and smaller. Your y gets smaller and smaller. So x and y, they are directions. Okay? So now you have 3 points. If I were to write down the coordinate A, if I want to give it the coordinate is how left and right is it? It is always x followed by y. So we first see how left and right it is. So it is going from this line where it is 0, become 2, 4. So this point is 4 from the center. So the x is 4. And how high is it? It is 6 above 0. So the y is 6. So this is what coordinates are. they give you the exact location where this point is. This point is move to the right 4 space, move to the top 6 space. Then B, the coordinate will be, it go left from 0, the x and y direction. So the x is here, it go to the left by 4 units, so the x is -4. The y is how high it is, so it is 4 from the 0. So point B is -4, 4. Point C is right 4, up, down, down by -4. So these are the coordinates of the 3 points. Okay? Equation of the line AC. AC means this line. It is a straight line. Usually, straight lines have this equation, y equals to mx plus c, where this one is the gradient, this one is the y-intercept. But there are 2 exceptions for this straight line equation. One, so these 2 is special case. They will always ask, exam will always still come out. So you must know these 2 special cases. The 2 special cases are just like this, vertical straight line, and the second case is a horizontal straight line. If there's any horizontal straight line, these 2 lines will have special equation that don't look like this. Normally, any other slanted line, they will follow this equation. But for a line that is vertically straight and horizontal, they will have another way to write the equation. So, first, this straight line, AC, the equation means any point on the line, they will follow the equation. So, you see at A here, the point is 4, 6. Let's say I'm at a point here. This point will have the coordinate 4, 4. This point here is 4, 2. This point here is 4, -2. This point C is 4, -4. If I want the point here is 4, 0. The up down is 0. The left right is 4. So from all these points, there is one similarity. The x is always 4. The y can be changing. When it's higher, it is bigger. When it is lower, the number is smaller and smaller. But the thing that don't change is x. So for a vertical straight line, the equation that we use to name it is the x is 4. It is a vertical line that passes through this x equals to 4. Okay. This line can be used to describe any points that are here. Because any points that are along this straight line can continue to go down, can continue to go up. The x is always 4. So vertical lines always have the equation as x equals to something. Okay, so if I have a vertical line here, similarly, the y can keep changing, but the x, the left and right, is always at 2. So we use x equals to 2 to describe this vertical line. If I have a vertical line here, the y can keep changing, but the x is always the left and right of every point on this line. Left and right, x is the left and right. The left and right is always the same. So when the x is always the same, we name this line as x equals to -6. Okay, so that is why vertical line AC, the equation is x equals to 4. Okay? Can. Then the other special case is horizontal line. Horizontal line, the left, right keep changing, but how high is it always the same? So if I have a horizontal line here, passes through, the y is 2, this line will be y equals to 2. If I have a horizontal line that passes through here, the equation will be y equals to negative 2. Horizontal here, the y equals to minus 6. Because the up down don't change. The left right keep changing. We cannot use the keep changing one to describe it. So horizontal line will have y equals to something. Horizontal line we use how high is it to describe it. So we name it y equals to something. Vertical line, special case, x equals to something. What is this something? It will be where it passes through the x value. Okay, then equation of the line AB. This one is we have to go through in class, keep practicing one, and then you all miss the practice when you all in class. So generally, straight lines, they will always straight lines will generally always follow y equals to mx plus c. So they want you to find the equation of the line AB. AB is here to here. Okay. So this line AB, it will follow this y equals to mx plus c. Then what we need to know is this is general. We want to put in what is the gradient. We want to put in what is the y-intercept. Then your equation will be left with just no more m, no more c. Then that will be the equation that they want. So how do we find the gradient? We have 2 points. So our job is to find this gradient. Gradient is equals to change in height or change in y divided by change in x. How high did it travel divided by how horizontal did it travel? The steeper it is, your gradient will be higher. The longer it takes to go up by the same amount, your gradient will be more gentle. Okay, gradient is to describe how steep the slope is. So to find gradient between A and B, we take the y of A minus the y of B. Change in the y, change in the height. So A then divided by change in the x. So change in y, y of A is 6, y of B is 4. So 6 minus 4 is the vertical change divided by the horizontal change. X of A is 4 minus x of B is negative 4. So we must be careful here. We are minusing the x of B. But x of B itself got a negative value. So we must minus negative 4. Not just minus 4, but we must minus away negative 4. If it is positive, we will just minus. But if it's negative, we must minus a negative. So 6 minus 4 is 2. 4 minus negative 4, minus minus become plus, 4 plus 4 is 8. So the gradient is 1/4. After we know the gradient is 1/4, gradient, if we feed it into this line will become y equals to 1/4 x plus c. But it is not, we have not found the answer yet. To find the answer, we must find out what is c. Okay, and to find out what is c, very simple. All these points from A, B, and anything in between, they all follow this, they must fulfill this equation. Meaning, if I put any coordinate here, the x and y, put it into the equation, my left and right should be balanced. So the way to do it is to choose either point A or point B. See which number is easier. So for me, I think here got negative, so I don't choose point B. I choose point A. Point A is positive x, positive y. So the y, I put in my point A, 6 is equals to 1/4 multiply x. X is 4. I put in 4 plus c. My left must be equals to my right because point A lies on this line. Then simplify. 1/4 times 4 is 1. 6 is equals to 1 plus c. I minus 1 on both sides to make this 1 disappear. Then the 1 is like bringing it over, positive become negative. Then I will find that my c is actually 5. So the equation at first become like that. Then now I know that my y is equals to 1/4 x and my